Tonight, the RatPack is coming to the Namerica Performing Arts Center. A tribute to the music of Frank Sinatra, Sammy Davis Jr., Joey Bishop, and Dean Martin. It's Sandy Hackett's RatPack Show, and earlier today we sat down with the cast for a private performance and a quick interview.
I'm Cody Johnson with NCW Life Magazine. I got some very special guests here with a lot of not just entertainment, but there's a little bit of history here. Sandy Hackett, Lisa Miller. First of all, how did and Mark, your producer,
our other producer.
Yes. Okay. Well, how did you guys get into entertainment? I think I kind of know the answer here, but for our viewers here, let's start with you, Lisa.
Well, my father, Ron Miller, was an amazing songwriter. He wrote songs like For Once in My Life, Touch Me in the Morning, Place in the Sun, Heaven Help Us All, Someday Christmas, I've Never Been to Me, on. And so I grew up in the music industry.
And that was on Monday. On Tuesday, he wrote a lot of other songs.
This is why I started with you. Because once I go to him, I don't think we're going to be able to talk here.
Oh, it's actually the other way around in our house. I'm actually the chairman of the board in our house. But I actually spent most of my adult life as a stockbroker. I decided not to go into entertainment. And I was first vice president of Morgan Stanley. And then I met Sandy, and he heard me sing, and he said, "Oh, you have to be doing this. You have to sing and you have to be in the entertainment industry." And I said, "All right, I'll do it." And so we started producing the show, and I've been in the show and singing and songwriter. Mark and I write a lot of songs together, and it's been a wonderful time. But what's interesting is that I'd love to believe that producing a show, it's all about the art, but it's really a much smaller percentage about the art and more about the business side of it. And I think my business background has helped me to produce the show, which is great. Sandy has both the business side and the creative side as well.
Stockbroker. That's interesting. So did it take you very long to make that transition, or was it in your blood?
I think that I've always loved singing, but I just never wanted to pursue it professionally. I was very focused on my career as a stockbroker, but I would sing at occasions and family gatherings, and everybody would always say, you should sing, you should sing. And so now it was a natural transition for me because, I get to challenge myself on the business side, and creatively, we're always going. There's always something going on. We've got shows. I've got a new EP that I just released of all original songs, and then I'm coming out with another EP next month of more original songs. And I'm also working on a film about my father called For Once in My Life, and it's the story of his life told in his songs.
Amazing. And don't worry, we're going to have them sing in a little bit here.
Not me. You're not having me sing. You don't want to hear that.
Don't worry, we're not having him sing.
I bet you could tell us a joke, though.
I could tell you a joke, but then I'd have to charge you. But my goodness, we're here in Wenatchee, and it's absolutely stunning. We looked out the hotel window this morning, and apparently, since we came in last night, somebody dressed up the set with mountains. Yeah. You have unbelievable, beautiful mountains and snow here. We had no idea where we were coming to.
We did that for you.
Thank you very much. And you're also the apple capital of the world, which is hard to believe because when I see all those mountains and snow, where are the apples?
We hide them. All right, Sandy Hackett. And I think I know the answer to this, but how did you get into show business?
Well, let's hear what you think.
Well, okay, you're
about you. Let me talk. My father was comedian Buddy Hackett, and I sat and watched him and grew up around him, and he was just one of America's greatest entertainers. And I toured with him for a decade and learned the business from the inside out from him. Grew up in Las Vegas pretty much, and just had opportunity after opportunity to get into this business, and then one day you're in it.
Well, yeah, you wake up and you're right in the middle of it, right?
Absolutely. I mean, I played Joey Bishop in Sandy Hackett's RatPack show. Years ago, HBO did a movie called The RatPack. And I got a call one day from Joey Bishop, who lived up the street and was actually Uncle Joey. And my phone rang, and I said, hello, and a voice said, hello, Neff? I said, Uncle Joey? He says, yeah. He says, HBO's doing a movie about the RatPack. I think you would be perfect to play me. I said, wow, I would love that. I'd be honored. Who do I call? Who do I talk to? He said, I don't know. Nobody called me. And they didn't. No one called him. The only surviving member of the Rat Pack at the time they did the movie, but it set me on a course to want to do something that he wanted me to do. I'd worked with him. I knew him personally very well. I'd worked with him professionally, and when you get a call like that someone thinks you're the right guy to portray them, you got to kind of take credence to it, and wrote this show, and Lisa came on board, and Lisa brought Mark on board, and we've elevated the show with her father's original music, and even we have a holiday version of the show. We did. Now that you have all this snow here, we should have brought that show, but nobody wants Christmas in February. But we've got original music from Mark and Lisa in our holiday version of the Rat Pack show, all in the style of what those guys would have done.
Well, the Rat Pack is legendary. And, it's something that, just the phrase, people automatically know what you're talking about. And, your father, he performed with them quite a lot, didn't he?
He was friends with all of them. He Joey Bishop was the replacement host for Johnny early in his career, and Joey hosted more than anybody. And my dad was always guest with Johnny, but he was also guest with Joey. And then Joey had his own show, and my dad was on that show a lot. So he and Joey were very close. He performed over the years at different functions, mostly charitable functions, where he worked with Frank or Sammy or Dean, although he did Dean's show. He did the Dean Martin roast. And Frank actually had offered early in my father's career for him to come be his opening act, and my father turned it down. And his agent said, "Well, you're turning down Frank Sinatra?" And he says, "Why?" He says, "I'd rather be his competition across the street." And because he knew where he was going. He knew he was going to be, he didn't want to just be Frank's opening act. And Frank, was like that. He liked that, someone wanted to be like him, and they became very close friends.
Well, growing up with a comedian for a father, did you ever get into trouble telling jokes at school or anything like that?
What, are you kidding? Of course. I got into a lot of trouble, but I don't think we don't have enough time. We do 60 minutes. We can tell you about that.
All right. Well, and you the producer of the show here, tell me a little bit about what it takes to pull this off.
Well, it's a lot of different things, and the music plays a very strong part in this show, obviously. So we have some very unique arrangements that are one-of-a-kind arrangements that are only in this show. Lighting, obviously the sound system, things like that. There's choreography. I mean, there's a million facets to this that all has to come together at exactly the right time to make it happen.
And how did you get involved with producing?
I've been a musician and producer and engineer for 20, 30 years, and I met Lisa when she was recording her first album, and we've been together ever since. Just writing and recording and playing, and when this show came together, she brought me on to oversee the technical end of it, and it's grown into a production job and everything else. So.
When I met him, I said I'm never letting him go, and he's been with me ever since. He's that good.
Well, even before we turn the cameras on, you guys seem like you're having a good time. Is it that fun element that keeps you guys together and doing these shows?
Well, the cameras are on already, by the way. As soon as you turn it off, we won't be having fun anymore. No.
I personally think we're very blessed because I get to work with my wife, who's incredibly creative, intuitive, and took a project that I had started with a different partner and elevated what I was doing by getting rid of him and elevating what we were doing into something really, really special.
And I think what differentiates our show from other shows is that the real guys had this. People often ask me, why is it endured? Why is it after all these years people are still celebrating the Rat Pack? And I think what it was is you had these individual stars that each on their own, Frank Sinatra, Dean Martin, Joey Bishop, and Sammy Davis Jr. were all incredible singers, actors, comedic. And when they were in Las Vegas in 1960 shooting Ocean's 11, and they by day, and then they'd come together at night, it was such a magical, wonderful time because you never knew what was going to happen. But what was the magic? The magic was the friendship that they had and the fun that they had. And I think that that's what has endured over time. And in our show, Sandy's known many of the actors in our show for decades. And so there is that friendship. And I think that that chemistry, when the audience sees the show tonight, we have a lot of fun. And even though, yes, it's a book show, there's a lot of improv. And Sandy's brilliant. He's a genius. Whatever's going on in Wenatchee today will wind up in the show tonight. So I would probably tell the mayor to, hide, duck and cover. But they have fun. We have fun on stage. And I think that was a really good question because that was the magic of the show and their era and their time, and that will live forever.
Well, you say he does a little improv. I wouldn't have guessed because he was making fun of me the moment I got here.
Well, he's brilliant. I mean, we've been all over the country, and whatever's going on locally always winds up in the show, and oftentimes makes headlines the next morning. So you never know. So all the people in the front row, beware. But it's never malicious. It's always fun. We have a great time.
All right. Well, we're going to bring the cast in here in just a moment. And don't forget, we're going to have these guys sing. Well, not Sandy, but we're going to have them sing us a song too. So stay tuned.
Can I still touch the earth as I reach for the skies? Is the price of the gold losing my soul? Can I still cry? I've got so much to learn, so little time. And Lord, you know that I'm so afraid to say that I'm right, and I know that I'm wrong. Can I still give a damn for each hungry man? Just go along with the rest of the world, afraid to be real, ashamed to be loved, but needing to feel that kid with a dream who ran in the rain. And when I become everything that they want me to be, will I still be me? Take it easy, Sam. If they're gonna beat you down, let them do it. Or whatever you do, don't do it to yourself. Besides, what am I worried about? I'm young, got my hat, got my songs, and in these shoes, I can dance all around the world. You know, a lot of people, they get up there and they change, but Lord, please don't let me change. Will I still see the world as a child sees the sun? And will I still say that I've lived every day till my life is done with the world at my feet, or holes in my shoes? I'll take it either way, but don't let me lose that kid with a dream who laughed at the wind. And when I become everything that a man's supposed to be, will I still? Oh, you can say that I will still be. Lord, I pray that I
And I'm with the cast. Lisa, can you help me introduce your
Yes,
cast here?
Absolutely. Right here is Angelo Babbaro. He plays Frank Sinatra. Behind you, right here, is Kenny Jones, Sammy Davis Jr. Of course, Sandy Hackett plays Joey Bishop, and this is Tom Wallach, who plays Dean Martin.
You got some characters here. I'm noticing you guys cutting up a little bit and already singing too before we got into our interview here.
Yes, we're rehearsing. We come into town and we have fun way before the show starts, and we all have a really good time. And also, I'm in the show. I play Frank's One Love, which is based on his relationship with Ava Gardner.
And that's incredible. I mean, I don't want to get too much into that, but you guys are bringing a lot of history to the stage here. Let's start back here. What has it been like for you?
Oh, it's been a wonderful experience. I mean, working with these talented people and seeing the professional performance of the production, it really does bring people back.
Does it add any pressure? I mean, playing these legendary characters.
No, we look forward to it. This is what we're trained to do, and, we can't wait to get out here.
You picked the right people. Yeah. All right, and you guys, not only can you act, but sing. I caught your number just a little bit ago.
Well, thank you. I hope you enjoyed it.
I did.
Yeah. Well, that song was written by Lisa's father, Mr. Ron Miller. It's a beautiful song. It's called Will I Still Be Me? And I enjoy singing that song nightly.
All right. And for you, what's your favorite part about being in this?
Portraying Dean Martin. Wow, what a legend, and a great character, because when I walk out, people they just love me. Well, they love the character. So
you should stay. They're laughing at you. But you should. I think they love you. Just keep it at that. We can edit out the other part.
no, don't edit that out. That's really who they're loving, and they just hope that I portray him or embody that character to their satisfaction, which I get it right about halftime.
Is that where the improv comes from?
The improv comes from just knowing each other, being around together, hanging out together, traveling together, and picking up on what the local culture is, the events, what's ever going on, and just having fun.
Well, we talked about it earlier in our interview, but as these legendary performers were in Vegas, Dean Martin would be singing from the audience or giving Frank Sinatra a bad time, and they'd both end up on stage, and that's kind of the story of the RatPack, isn't it?
Well, it is, and we're going to do that. We're going to do that tonight. We're going to all be on stage at the same time. Frank and I are going to have a few little moments, and I'm going to actually go in the audience and sing to the people. Everybody loves. Oh, I don't know if I can do that one. They might sue me. No.
All right. Well, we've talked about music. What's your favorite song?
In the show, I mean, it's hard to say. I'm a little biased. My father wrote For Once in My Life in the show, but we have two original songs in the show that we found after he passed away, and they're amazing, and they're of the same caliber and the same genre as For Once in My Life. But I'd have to say my favorite song in the show is Will I Still Be Me? It's an incredible, powerful song that I think is a standard. Kenny Jones sings it brilliantly. It closes our first act. It just lyrically, it's so strong. And then as far as my favorite song of all time, I'd have to say it's my father's song, If I Could. I think it'd be pretty hard to find a lyric that wonderful anywhere else. And it's a song that he wrote that expresses how parents feel about their kids. And it's been recorded by Ray Charles, Barbra Streisand, Celine Dion. It's a brilliant, brilliant song. So if you haven't heard it, listen to it. It's good.
It is good. It is very good. I want to say that kind of talent, it comes naturally to some people. You must have picked that up from your father, because songwriting it's not easy. It's really not.
You know, it's interesting because Sandy's comedy is so brilliant, and there are things that he does that I think a lot of people aren't aware of. It's the nuance of the comedy, it's the honesty, it's the truth in the comedy, and I think we've talked about this, that he doesn't know anything other than growing up with Buddy Hackett. So in my case, I don't know anything other than, you know, my father used to go into the studio and produce Stevie Wonder and Barbra Streisand, and they would pick a song apart word by word. So I don't know anything other. It's been ingrained into my soul. So, you know, people often say, wow, where did you get your training? And my training was watching my dad produce all these amazing singers.
Now, before I have to ask, do you have a joke that you can tell me on TV?
You're going to go after this interview to go get hockey pucks sailed at you. So to me, that's humor enough.
Can I just stay here?
Yeah. I just think, I mean, there's so many jokes you can do. And when you're talking to a TV audience, Henny Youngman used to do a great joke. And he said, a guy said, see the dead bird. And the other guy went.
It must be hard to rehearse with this guy around, I'm guessing.
Well, I got to tell you that I didn't have no pappy like Lisa and Sandy. My daddy was gone when I come up, but I had a good mama and a good church. I grew up, you know, singing gospel, and I was, you know, class clown. I started when I was 8 years old, doing the James Brown. Actually, I was.
Stevie. He does a brilliant Stevie.
I do Stevie. I do a little bit of everybody. I was always clowning people. And a lady in my high school, she told me one day, she said, Kenny Jones, if you're gonna be a clown, get paid for it. And then she said, you silly little thing. And every now and then, now at 59, I hear that lady's voice and I say, oh, thank you, Miss Williams. Thank you so much. I'm making a lot of money being stupid now, you know what I'm saying? But this is a great show. I've worked with Sandy before and now I'm on board with Lisa and this cast of RatPack and shows, and it's been a great run. We have a lot of fun all the time.
You know, it is. I see it with you guys. I wish I could go on the road with you. We could just do this interview all the time.
Yeah.
All right, we'll have you guys sing a song in just a moment. Stay tuned. We're going to be right back.
Only corner of my bed and count the things I should have said.
Gave way to reason. Now life's just one more season with so much loneliness ahead. But I hope that time discovers there's two lost and lonely lovers who could still be tied together by the thread of all the things I should have said. Love has seasons, many reasons why it heals, then hurts us all. Summer was so easy, now we have to face the fall. wasn't I the best? Wasn't I the party? Though my heart was just the guest, do you still recall passion? Even though I'm out of fashion, wasn't I a real good time? Incidentally, take me gently to where the pleasure meets the pain. Walk away in silence. You can let your eyes explain. Wasn't I a good time, baby? Didn't I have style? Everything you needed, from a woman to a child. I was the complete collection, worn out jeans to sheer perfection. Wasn't I a real good time? Give me back my pride before you go. Let's pretend it's me who said the party's over. Wasn't I a good time? Baby, wasn't I the best? Wasn't I the party? Though my heart was just the guest, do you still recall the passion? Even though I'm out of fashion, wasn't I a real good time? Wasn't I a real good time?
I want to thank all of you guys, and you don't say good luck, do you? Say break a leg, is that what it is?
Yes, break a leg.
All right, it's been such a pleasure. Thank you for taking a moment with us. I'm Cody Johnson with NCW Life Magazine, and thanks for tuning in.